Well, thank you for coming on the red carpet round table. Would you please
Absolutely my
introduce
pleasure.
yourself and what got you into the entertainment industry?
Yeah, thank you. Joseph Moreland. And you know, my story, my journey is probably a little different than what you with other actors that you've interviewed. It starts the same. I grew up with a passion for acting. We had a very vibrant choir in high school, entertainer group. And every spring, the thing to do in the little town I grew up in, West Virginia, was go to the high school spring musical. The director, who won Teacher of the Year one year, was really engaged with the kids and absolutely loved teaching the kids. And it was just an honor. He worked with the athletic coaches to so everybody could really participate if they wanted to. And that was the cool thing to do, is to be a part of the choir, part of the entertainers, which was a group of 12 of us that performed all over, even to Las Vegas. The choir would perform at governor inaugurations, the national Christmas tree lighting, and again the spring musical was the thing to do. So he was a family friend of ours, and it just really lit that fire for acting. But here's where the story diverges a little bit. I went to college and was highly encouraged by my parents to not only where to go, West Virginia University, which was just outside our little town, but also to study engineering. So I went to WVU, studied electrical engineering, and for the next 25, 30 years, I was technical sales, technical business development. I led a team of was a national sales manager for a team of sales engineers for a large industrial company. Lived in Germany for a period of time with the company. And so it was a long time until I came back to acting. Although through that period, we have my wife of 37 years and I have four children. They were in theater. I did church productions with the kids. I was in community theater, but then my joy was watching them in theater. One of my sons was the sound guy. He
Hmm.
also performed in the pit orchestra. But my youngest son was the lead in several, or strong supporting and or lead in several musicals in high school. And when he we're empty nesters now. When he left, I said, I want to really get back into acting, not just church productions, not just community theater. My wife got me acting lessons for Christmas one year, and here Cincinnati Actor Studio with Steve Francia, who is still my acting coach if I have a significant audition or if I'm trying to study for a upcoming part. So that's where I am. It took a long time. Again, 30 years after high school to get back into it. But yeah, once I get back into it, I'm all in, all in.
Amazing. Amazing to hear that. I wanted to talk about because you just did this last year, and I've interviewed Riley Benson, Denise Gossett, actresses, and they were in the Sugar Creek Amish Mystery, and starring Nance Nichols, Andy Anderson, and of course I mentioned their names, Riley
Yeah,
Benson, Denise Gossett. But you
Steinman.
played
Mhm.
as the Amish Streeter, is that correct?
Yeah, Amos Streeter.
Amos Street, thank you for correcting me. And what was about your role and what did you like in the most being on set on Sugar Creek Amish Mystery?
First of all, I saw your episode with Denise, and she's wonderful. She's a wonderful actress, very kind person, and very giving. I saw on set. Now I didn't have any scenes with her necessarily, but she was always present on set and was very kind. So it was a lot of fun. First of all, it's not far from where I live, Cincinnati. Sugar Creek is maybe 2.5, maybe 3 hours from here, and it was interesting because I auditioned for a smaller role. And it was a self-tape audition, and I sent it in, and the director contacted me and said, I loved your audition. I'm going to search for you a larger role. And I said, "Oh, thank you. I'm happy to do anything because I just want to be a part of it. I know a lot of my friends were in it. Denise mentioned it had a large cast. Sure, they had the recurring the lead and the strong supporting for both the movie and the series, and I was in one episode in the series, and but I had a lot of my friends in it, so I'd be happy to do anything. And she sent me another set of sides, and I ended up getting the role of Amos Streeter, and I think it's episode 5, if I'm not mistaken, that's coming up. But just to be on set in Sugar Creek. I went the day before. The production crew, wardrobe crew, fantastic. It's a beautiful little town. The people are very friendly. I went out to dinner the night before I was to be on set, and it was just a wonderful experience. And the set, it was just the director, Sandra Martin, I believe, was just so kind and very very good at directing. And Gal Steinman was the lead actress, and it was just a wonderful experience from the time I got there until the time I left. They were able to work with my schedule because I had to leave Sugar Creek. We filmed on a Sunday. I had to leave Sugar Creek to drive directly to Buffalo, Niagara Falls, actually, because I was on set that next morning filming Christmas of Giving in Buffalo. And they were able to work with my schedule and say, okay, we'll get you on as early as possible because it was a fairly long scene. And they were able to work with my schedule to get me in and out. And it was just a pleasure to be there.
That's absolutely amazing. And I gotta ask you, like Denise and Riley mentioned as well, that everybody on set became a family. Um,
Yeah,
it was just I I have to quote myself. And don't I could be wrong, but I know Denise and Riley said it was a hard to say goodbye to everybody because you become a family on set, and it's
yeah,
absolutely true because you you become family on set. You're on set for a long time
yeah,
and you bond, and it's just a family. And I know that when you leave on set, it's so hard. It's like,
yeah.
wow, we've been together for like 8 weeks, for example, and you're like, wait, now we're just leaving and going separate ways. And it's absolutely amazing that they stay connected and, keep talking and, and
Right.
support each other. So I want to get into, because Denise told me some interesting things about the Amish community I did not know. Some learned some things. Have you learned anything interesting that you can tell everybody about the Amish community? I know they're not allowed to take pictures, but I heard, I could be wrong, please forgive me, Denise, but that you can take pictures of Amish people. It depends on,
Yeah.
can you
Yeah,
go a little bit more in detail and what have you learned?
well, like I said, I listened to your episode with Denise, and I learned a lot from her in that episode. But yeah, the difference. Now, my character was not Amish, and I
Mhm.
asked that up front. She said the name Amos Streeter to me is very Amish, and my background for the character I gave myself because the director said you're not Amish, but I grew up obviously in an Amish community. I may have been Mennonite, which is a little bit different than the Amish. Amish is a little more strict. Certain, and I heard Denise mention it's true. Certain levels of Amish, you have the old order, the new order, the new beachy order of Amish, and each level of Amish is a less strict in not in what they do as far as current technology,
Mhm.
but they're all based on being pacifists. They're all based on family, very family oriented, very loving as a community. And once you're in the community, then you are part of the family. You build barns together. You are there for each other. You can together. You harvest together. So it's a very giving and loving community. And I think that I know that that's also what played out in not only the movie Sugar Creek Amish Mysteries, but also the episodes, which I think
Mhm.
releases next week on Up TV. And sorry about that. We have a golden doodle that gets very excited when I talk about Sugar Creek Amish Mystery. So if you heard him barking in the background,
It's
but
okay.
it's a family, and they just and that's the way they approached the set life too. It's we After the scene was done, we had lunch together, and everybody just was interested in you as a person, like what I was going to be doing in Buffalo, Niagara Falls with the next set, and what my background is. And Denise and her uh, daughter and I think husband were there for lunch as well, and it's just yeah, just a real nice, loving community.
Wow, amazing. Shout out to everybody on set. I could name all of them, but there's so many. So shout out
Yeah.
to Riley Benson, Denise Gossett, Lance
Yep.
from Nichols, and the Anderson. And I know I'm missing so many more. Please forgive me, but the list goes on.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to all of you guys. So the Sugar Creek
Thank
All
you.
Mysteries. I want to give out to all the cast members a shout out. I know I missed a
And
lot of names. Please forgive me, but
yeah. And again, this is very timely because I think it releases next week, August or April 6th, I believe.
yes, that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on to have you promote it and talk more in depth
Yeah.
about it. So I appreciate it. Of course, um, you were in the TV series House of House. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, it was
And you played the character Father O'Brien. Now, I want to talk about House and House. Now, a lot of people, when they see the story House and House, they must be wondering what is House and House. So, can you tell, without spoiling, the audience and everybody, can you tell a little bit what House and House is and what made you decide to audition for that role? And I forgot to mention before we talk about this, I want to go back to the Amish Sugar Creek Amish mystery real quick. What made you really audition for the role? What really clicked in your eyes? What made you go for it? Was it the role, the line that you got to read the line, or was it, what was, can you go a little bit in details real quick about
sure,
that?
sure. Now, first, as I mentioned, I auditioned for a different character, and I don't really recall. But when I got the sides for Amos Streeter, looked at it, and that character was really part of the mystery of that episode. And it was an older character, the oldest that I've played so far. I think the age was 65, 70. And it was a character that I really hadn't played before. I'm usually the pastor or Father O'Brien or maybe an attorney, or a bad cop I've played. So it was a little bit different character. And when I read the sides, again, he was he and his, well, I don't want to give anything away, but he was part of the mystery of that
Mhm.
episode. and working direct with the lead character was very interesting. So I think it's again episode 5 that you'll have to watch. It's very well written. Number one, when I read the got the sides, auditioned, got the part, read the script for episode 5, very well written, and that's evident by the not only the film, but I think you'll see the writing really comes out in all the episodes for that series. So the character was very interesting, very engaging. Had to be a little bit you know, probably not Amish or Mennonite characteristic, but had to lie kind of in the beginning and then
Mhm.
come around and feel bad about the lie he told and come clean about what he had done and what his partner, his other character, his female character partner had done as well. So that was just a little bit of the mystery of that episode. So it was a lot of fun.
Wow, thank you for sharing that, and I appreciate you. Um, and again, it's coming out April. Almost Sugar Creek Almost Mystery is coming out April
I think it's April 6th, Up
April the
TV, if
6th.
I'm not
Thank you.
mistaken. Yeah.
So, it's coming out April the 6th. Where can people watch it?
I think Up TV has taken on that. Will be distributing in it, so I think it's Up TV. I'll look and maybe we can put in the notes where it is,
Mhm.
but I think it's Up TV.
Well, congratulations again. Congratulate everybody on set. Um, Now you were in Christmas Giving, and you played Pastor Tom,
Yeah.
and let's talk about that and about the role that you played in that.
Sure. Christmas of Giving, which was on Great American Family. I think now it's on Amazon Prime Video, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, it was Pastor Tom was let's say, the father figure with in the movie, and it had the top three characters: Ash. Cy, who's been in a lot of Christmas movies, Marshall Williams, who's also been in several, and then Julia Riley, who has been in let's see, County Rescue, I think, on also on Great American Family. She is all three of them of the leads were fantastic actors, actresses, but also people on just very friendly. So that character, I when I got the sides, it was just me preaching to the congregation, and which I have done many pastors in many different movies. A lot of my uh, about 100 credits, TV and film credits. A lot of those are faith based. Several of those I've been a pastor, both a fire and brimstone pastor or a nice, fatherly type figure, which I was in Christmas of Giving. So I got the sides and audition where I'm preaching and introduce the main character coming back from the army,
Hmm.
and he's the love interest of the lead female, which the role Ash played. And so I introduce him in church and say, welcome back, son. Your sacrifice is really inspirational for all of us. And so auditioned, and what I normally do and during auditions, self tape, send it out, and then move on to the next one. But I remember being at the pool, getting a call from a number I didn't know, and I didn't have a chance to answer it, the voicemail from the casting director. So I call him back. He said, "Hey, they loved your audition, and so we want to offer you the part. And by the way, it's like number 4 on the call sheet. So you have Ash, you have Marshall, you have Julia, and then it's you. So it's really the biggest part." And I was 2 weeks, shot every day in Niagara Falls, which was wonderful. The Pastor Tom character was again the fatherly figure. He always had advice for Ash. For Belle was her name in the movie, so I had advice for her. I had advice for Marshall coming back. You got to find yourself. And it was just such a wonderful character. I mentioned earlier I had four children, and it was so I was just talking Marshall and Ash and Julia. They were like my kids, my own kids. So I was able to give that life advice to them as if they were my
Hmm.
kids. So I loved that part. It was fantastic. And again, the production crew, the director, everybody was just. I haven't really been on a bad set. Everybody's just been so nice. And again, I hear some of your other episodes, and that seems to be, a common thread is the passion that other people, the other actors have, that the cinematographer has, the DP, the assistant directors have. They all are there to support each other and really create just a wonderful experience on set. And there's no different on Christmas of Giving.
That's absolutely true. Everybody who I've had on my show, my guest, all the actors and directors and singers and especially models, but everybody said they had a great time on set. And we become a family and welcoming, and you make friends, and it's so powerful that how we become a family on set.
Yeah.
That is so true. It's absolutely
Yep.
amazing. So,
No question. And the chemistry that you build, it's amazing because it's not like the theater. And I've been in a lot of theater productions where okay, you rehearse for a period of let's say 3 months, and you're very close with the other actors and actresses, and you build that you build that
bond.
chemistry, yeah, that love for each other that you have, and it's just a wonderful experience on the stage, and you're into the character, and you perform for in front of the live audience for 3 weekends or so. So you're doing maybe 9 to 12 performances, and after you're done, it's just like I'm going to miss these folks. And you don't get that so much. I mean, like I said, I was on 2 weeks with Christmas of Giving, but you don't really have time. There's no pre-rehearsal. You may have a table read, but there's no pre-rehearsal. So it's amazing how you're able to build chemistry that you
Hmm.
have in such a short amount of time. And it really goes to the other actors and actresses, how they approach their character and how they approach you as their scene partner. It's been amazing.
Wow. I can tell your feelings, your emotions, and
Hmm.
this enthusiasm being on set.
I love it.
Um,
Just love it.
I can tell. And don't stop. Keep going. I want to dig into any upcoming projects that you are allowed to talk about.
Yeah, there's one that's already filmed, and it's waiting for its release. It's called Jesus Land, and it has Ella Anderson and Juliette Lewis, and it's I can't say a lot, but it's based on a book of the same title, Jesus Land, and it's very well done. It's a powerful story based on that book, which is a true story by Julia Shears, and just a powerful story. I don't know when that will be released, but again, I was a Reverend Dykstra in that, in Fire and Brimstone preacher, small role, but it was very uh, key to the rest of the story. In a couple features coming out. Not yet filmed. They filmed probably in April, May, and one is called Ohio 10, based on a series of books by Andre Smith, who's a writer living in Columbus, and it will be filmed in Columbus. And I'm looking forward to that one. I am a soon to be retired detective, and throughout the series of books, it's based on detective work and solving murders, and
Mm.
it's
For a minute,
very
I thought
well
you
written.
you were going to say you were retiring as a real detective in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, retiring as the detective. And so he is a little bit sinister and is ready to retire. You can tell he's done with being a detective, and so he's not real nice to the supervisors. But it's a good character detective in that one. And then the other one is coming out is it's called Charlie Loves Daisy, and I'm a high school principal, and a little bit maybe a wishy-washy character, and I think that's probably all I'm allowed to say on that one. But Charlie
I
Loves
totally
Daisy is
understand.
going to be filmed. I know we have our table read next Saturday, so probably be filmed in I would say May or June. But I'm looking forward to that one. And I've been auditioning. I tell you, it's been quite active, thankfully, to audition with different feature films or commercials, and so I'm staying very active these days. In addition to taking classes, keeping up that acting, just trying to learn anything I can by the coaches that I have.
Well, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. And I can't wait to see more of your projects and hear more your projects when I have you back again in the near future.
Yeah,
Um,
I hope so. Yeah, thank you.
you're very welcome. Now you a father, and I want to dig into the figure in the entertainment industry. What, and this is just coming from your opinion, what is your advice for any kids out there, teenagers who want to get into the entertainment industry? Because I know a lot of people will say this, you have to have a thick skin, and it's the
Yeah.
truth. Auditions and you go for auditions, you're like, well, my goodness, why I didn't get the role? Am I not tall enough? I'm not, I'm going to say for a lady, I'm like, am I not pretty enough? Or boys are like, what's going on? So for you as a father-like figure, what is your opinion and what's your views? What would you tell any kids out there who are watching you, who are following you?
Mhm.
What would you say to them that who want to get into the entertainment industry? And also, what would you say to any parents who may have watched Sugar Creek Amish Mysteries or Christmas Giving or anything that you've been on, and and their kids want to be in entertainment industry? What would you tell the parents and the kids out there?
First of all, advice for the parents: encourage, don't force. But I think that's the worst thing to do. I mean, it would have been very easy for me to live through my son and say, "Man, you've got to do, you've got to act, you've got to take lessons. You've got to, and really push them." But I didn't push them. I encouraged my children, no matter what they wanted to do or the path they wanted to follow. So that's the advice for the parents. Don't, because if you force them and they don't really love it, they may resent you for it later on, or they may fail at it because if you don't love it. But for the kids, for the younger folks, if you do have that passion, then follow it, go for it. And it might not be immediate. Look, for me, it was 25, 30 years after that high school experience or after college. I was even invited to be in uh, the theater program at West Virginia, and I said, "No, I'm going to follow this path." It's never too late. But for kids that want to be in it, you've got to love it, and you can't worry about, because the directors, the casting directors, they want to see you. You don't have to be someone else. They want to see you and how you interpret that character and how you uh, portray, how you develop a compelling character, and how you have that text and how you drive the context of that character within the script. And for the kids, if you love it and you want to work at it, then be persistent because, like you said, you have to have thick skin. There's a lot of rejection. In my career as a technical sales and national sales manager, I was used to rejection. You get a lot of rejection, you build a thick skin, and that's hard for a young person to do, especially if you're going for auditioning for a musical and you don't get it, and somebody else gets it. Well, I could have done better. No, be supportive because your time will come. Learn the craft. Take acting lessons. It doesn't, as much as you want to think you're a good actor, it doesn't always come naturally. You may have a natural talent. Michael Jordan had a natural basketball talent, but I tell you, he worked. He was the hardest worker. Uh, Kobe Bryant was the hardest worker, even though they had talent. You've got to work at it. You've got to work at it. You've got to take lessons. You've got to find emotions. You have to live your life and gain those life experiences. But you have to learn what acting is about.
That is so true. And not giving up, keep the passion, keep the courage. And, if if you love what you're doing, you go for it. That's so true. Now, for
Yeah.
you, Joseph, a lot of your characters you played is a preacher type role. And I want to dig a little deeper. Is that the character you are aiming for, or do you, I know it's weird for me to say this, but do you see yourself potentially playing a different role? I'm just going to say like a serial killer or a police detective, or what is your dream role? Because I've noticed that I'm sorry, I'm just bluntly saying this. You play a lot of preaching role.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You are absolutely amazing at it. I'm
Oh,
just
thank you.
curious, is there any other roles that you want to do?
So you're saying I'm typecast. Is that it? Which you might be right. Because
No, no, no.
I
I'm not saying that. I'm just,
I'm teasing you. I have probably the demeanor that fits that role of a preacher or a pastor, a leader of a therapy group, which I've also played, a psychiatrist, psychologist, one who's listens and can give the advice, and that comes very natural to me. So when you're in acting classes, when you are developing headshots, you go to others and say, what is my type? What do you see me as? Well, people see me as a pastor, see me as a father, as a teacher. So that's naturally the roles that I've gotten, I've been cast in, because that's the way people see me. It's no different for a casting director or a producer or director. They see me, they hear my voice, the way I deliver the script. That's the way they see me, and I've been successful in getting those parts. I've also been a bad cop in a movie where I had to actually, during the process of arresting somebody, I actually killed the person, and the whole movie I was bad. Been a fiery preacher, even though it's a preacher, but still probably not a nice guy. So I've played those roles, and hopefully I have the range where, yeah, I can get a script, a side, and an audition, and that that will come through as a fiery guy, as a serial killer. All serial killers, they are serial killers because they are able to hide that identity for a long period of time and get away with it for so you don't you know have that side as a serial killer come out on the screen. Could be me. Yeah,
You never know.
there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Right. Well, I appreciate you. sharing everything you have done, with your career and, being your acting career. And I'm so excited for you, and I cannot wait for everyone to um, watch Sugar Creek Amish Mystery with all the cast members. I know I've not said everybody's names, but Riley Benson, Denise Gossett, Lance Nicole, Andy Anderson, and the list goes on. So if I'm missing your
Yes.
names, please forgive me, all the cast members. But um, I've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
It's amazing, amazing, well done. I've
Yeah.
learned some new things about the Amish community from the
Yeah.
niece, and I really didn't know most of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
You're right.
and then of course your Christmas giving, you were
Yeah.
absolutely amazing on that.
Thank you. That was a lot of
Congratulations,
fun.
playing Pastor Tom. And I didn't know you had to drive all the way to Buffalo, Niagara Falls. How
Yeah.
long drive was that?
Niagara Falls is around 7 hours from Cincinnati, but that's what you do. I mean, if you want to work, you want to get the jobs. Yeah, you need to make that sacrifice.
Mhm.
There are some productions that's they will pay travel. Some don't, so you have to kind of weigh the benefit. And usually, I weigh getting the part is worth it. This one especially was worth it. So yeah, I will drive. I've performed in Atlanta, which is an 8 hour drive. Chicago's a five and a half hour drive. Los Angeles, which is obviously a flight. Buffalo, Bridgeport, West Virginia. So yeah, I've performed all over Cleveland, and I tell you, it's not just these days. It's not just um, LA, Atlanta, Chicago, New York. There's Louisville, Kentucky has a lot of production. Cleveland, Pittsburgh has a lot of production. So there's a lot of activity regionally where these large productions come in, whether it's tax incentive, whatever the reason. A lot of opportunities. Nashville, just in this area. Nashville's 4 hours.
Mhm.
So it's been quite amazing how many productions I've been able to be in with just a drive from Cincinnati.
That's so true. And you're right, absolutely. There is so many film industries in your own community to get yourself
Yeah,
into the entertainment industry and get your foot in the door and go from there. And then excuse me, and all the friends that you meet in the entertainment industry from other states, and you become a family.
yeah,
So
no question.
that's absolutely amazing. I want to ask you, where can people find you on social media, and um, what is the best advice would you like to tell everybody out there who want to follow the dream to be in entertainment industry? And the floor is
Sure.
yours.
Facebook, Joseph Moreland actor. Similar with Instagram is probably the big one for actors, and we follow each other, which I think is great. And Joseph Moreland actor there as well. Of course, IMDb, and I welcome anybody to go in and look at my stuff on IMDb. So that's the major ones right there. And just the advice is. Have fun, and be persistent with it. I was listening to Brian Cranston gave advice on auditioning, and he said he used to get hung up on auditioning to get the job. And he said he wasn't really successful when he looked at it that way. When he became successful is when he looked at auditioning as, okay, that is my job. I am cast in this audition, and my job as an actor is to create a compelling character to drive the text, um, and portray that character in the audition. Then it's out of my hands. And I get hung up. There are some significant parts that I've auditioned for that, I said, okay, I've got to get this. This is such a great part. I got to, that was in the beginning. Now it's, I do my best. I really study. I really prepare for that audition. I do my best, send it in, let my agent, manager send it in. And then, okay, where's the next one? There are so many things that are out of your control. You may not have the right look. You may not have the lead character. You might be, and this happened to me, I'm the father of the lead character. I don't even look anything like it, or he or she doesn't look anything like me. I don't get that part. They want somebody that's 6'4". Okay, I'm 5'10", 5'11". Not going to get it. So there's so many things out of your control that you just do your best. You submit on time, if not early, and let it go. Life's too short, Life's too short. You
Absolutely
got to
so
let
true.
it go.
Absolutely so true. Thank you for sharing that, and I appreciate that. And thank you, Joseph, for coming on my Red Carpet Roundtable podcast. Thank you for following me on Instagram. It really, really means a lot. And let's continue to support each other. And I can't wait to have you back on here and have you talk more about your upcoming projects.
Absolutely. And I wanted to say one thing. You give a platform, you give an opportunity for people like me to come on and share their story and get some exposure, and that means a lot. So I appreciate you having this forum, this podcast, and it's my pleasure. Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. It really means a lot. That's what I love doing. And I love hearing fellow actors and models and singers and directors and producers
Yeah.
to talk about their journey that got into the entertainment industry. A lot of people are sharing um, s- storytelling,
Yeah.
um, changing their community, and help young people to get into the entertainment industry. A lot of them are saying that I get to act like a kid, and so it's the story about not giving up. It's a story
Right.
about passion. It's a story about making a film to make people cry or sharing other people's stories, a true story about a documentary or any of that. That's what people want to hear.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you again for coming
Yes.
on, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
I'll be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too, brother. See ya.
Bye bye.